What's going on YouTube? Derbador Welder here, coming at you with another video. Today, I'm going to be discussing some issues I found with the Patronics ignition system and how to fix it. And I'm going to tell y'all about how they really screwed up the instructions and show y'all a workaround. Alright, here we go. So you got my 350 over here. One I've been putting together and working on. So if you don't know what the Patronics ignition is, it is a points and gap, or a points replacement is what it is. You can see right there, that's basically two wires to a computer. There's a little computerized igniter in here that takes out all the guesswork. It does all the fun stuff for you. It's supposed to be super, super easy, right? So you can see coming out of here, we got a, pull this out of here. We got a black negative and a red positive that go to it. According to the instructions, which are wrong, it says to take the red wire coming off of here and run it over and connect it to the positive, or it's just a misinterpretation of it, but it says to run it over to the positive, your positive on the positive and your negative on the negative of your ignition coil. That is wrong. I just want to make that real clear right now. It is very, very, very wrong. Because what is happening is, on this particular truck, I cannot find a ballast resistor anywhere. But for whatever reason, our plug right here, just the original plug, once everything's hooked up, it's getting 6 volts. Now, this coil is charging up with electricity and discharging very, very fast. And when it discharges, it goes down to like 0 volts. So what's happening is when you hook up your positive to the coil here, you are causing your igniter to turn off and on really, really fast. Off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on. I fortunately figured this out before I fried my igniter. I had been chasing the Holly around, like, oh my god, you know, jets, this, that, and it was running a hair lean, so that's a good thing I put bigger jets in it. But I've been chasing the Holly around and getting all mad, and it's like, why does the spark plugs look like this? Why this? Why that? Why is it stuttering when I go up a hill and it's under load? You know, getting all frustrated and mad. So, come to find out, that is why. So what I have done to solve this issue, I go over here to my, my fun wiring. Everybody's like, oh my god, wiring's such a mess. Yeah, I know. It works. I don't care. So we got a dedicated positive coming off through a 20 amp fuse to a 16 gauge wire that makes its way into the cab. And we go over here. And to make it easy, I just put a toggle switch and I Sharpie markered ignition on it. Now, you can do this a lot simpler. You don't, or a lot neater. My approach was pretty simple. I just went for, it's a switch. Now, you could wire it to the fuse box in there, but there's an issue with that too. If you wire it to your fuse box, then you have the issue on this particular truck. When you turn the key, it deactivates everything in the fuse box when you turn the key to start, and when you let go, it reactivates everything. My first thought was, oh, I'll just put a little tagline off that, off the fuse box, will be good to go. It worked, but the truck wouldn't start. You have to get it just right where you're turning, and then you let go, and there's that split second the engine turns over right as you let go. It catches and fires. And it made it a pain to cold start. And it would work, but it was a pain in the butt. I ran it like that for a few weeks before I was like, you know what, this is stupid. $5 toggle switch and some wiring and some simple connectors. And now, of course, that positive from the battery goes into this switch, and then from that switch out to the positive on the Patronics. And I'm sure I could probably take apart, all the wiring to the key switch and find find a wire that's on at the same time I turn the key, and at the same time it's starting, but I just don't want to fart with it anymore. I just want it to freaking run. I've been fighting this truck for the last 4 months. I just want it to run right. So that's what I did right there. That's a workaround for the Patronics. But the one thing is, you have to make sure when you turn the truck off, you turn this off. because I have the igniter 1, and the igniter 1 will get fried if you leave it on all the time, right? But if I fry it, I'll put in a Petronix igniter version 2, and I won't have to worry about it. So, 6 of one, half dozen the other, yada, yada, yada. I'll figure it out. And a few things I've done. I finally got around to repainting the armature dome on my SA200. And the knobs, yes, I painted them blue. Oh my God, just take me out and crucify me. But there's a reason they're painted blue, and that's because this truck is eventually going to be painted this color blue. And I know, it's a Lincoln, it should be red and all that nonsense. But I just don't like the red machine on a blue truck. I love the Lincoln, I don't like the color. And I'm going to replace this faceplate here with a black and white faceplate. And it'll look really good. And I found a company that will make custom decals to go up there that are, let's say, Lincoln Electric, but it'll be like, like royal blue, like that. It'll look just so badass on this machine when it's done. And then, of course, I went and bought me an OSHA-approved safety can, because this would probably be the truck I'd be taking to a site where they really cared that much. And actually, I really like this can. I'm really surprised that, it's just a really good freaking can. I've been using the metal jerry cans with the replacement nozzle from Tractor Supply, the normal style nozzle, not the stupid carb certified nozzle. But this right here, for being a carb certified can, is $40. It's pretty good. It's worth every penny in my opinion. I really like that can. And I'm finally, this is today's project, finally getting around to putting a hitch on this truck. Had a pintle left over from my old diesel Super Duty. So I took that pintle and put it on here, and that's a 2x4 1/4-inch piece of rectangle tube that I'm going to weld to the frame, and then I'm going to weld some C-channel gusseting members across the back right there. And then from that frame member right there, I'm going to weld a piece across the top there, just to give it extra support and rigidity. I have no plans on hauling, 16 tons off the pintle. The pintle is literally here just for my customer's stuff to move it around the yard. That's literally the only reason I have it. I don't even own a pintle trailer because I really hate those hitches. But it's there for my customers who just love them to death and, just scream about how great they are. Here's something really good for you guys. Check this out. This is a valve cover from a BMW. And I'm going to show y'all a really good trick. You guys need to know this because this will drive you nuts if you don't know. This appears to be aluminum. My customer told me it was aluminum and all that, whole 9 yards. It's aluminum, it's aluminum. And even the place he bought it from, they said it was aluminum. It's actually magnesium. And you can tell, well, first off, we look at our weld right here, our attempted weld. Now I'm like, dang, I should have checked before I started welding it. I attempted to put a weld on it, and it just did that right there. I could not get the layout or lay flat. It was like I was just running too cold, but I knew my temperature was right, and it was burning green. And after it laid on there, it was all cold. I was like, that's funny, and I heard it kind of popping and cracking. I took my Leatherman, and boink, it just popped right off, the whole thing. So I proceeded to go to a clean side of it here. Let me turn on a light, see a little better what's going on. Let me show y'all a really good trick here. So we're going to take some white distilled vinegar. This is an aluminum square. Put a teeny tiny little bit drop on it, just a little bit. Look at that, clean, no bubbles, clear like water. And go to our magnesium here. Try to put just a tiny bit in here. Yeah, it ran away from me. Come on. There we go. Look at it. Look at it bubble. Magnesium is a reactive metal. Aluminum is not. See? Clear on the aluminum, bubbly on the magnesium. And a lot of these, your BMWs and Mercedes and a lot of these fancier import cars, they use a lot of magnesium. I don't know why they use magnesium instead of aluminum, but they do. So, in the future, I'll be testing these components before I go welding on them. Fortunately, this guy got this replacement valve cover for free and then brought it to me because it was cracked. And he's like, oh, it's aluminum, it's aluminum. Even the parts people who sell this stuff, you go to buy another one, they say it's aluminum, but it is not aluminum. So, now you know how to test it and save yourself a lot of headache and frustration in the future. And I'm sure some of y'all are wondering about, well, my finger's all wrapped up here. So we're talking about learning new stuff today, right? Well, I learned that gloves don't save you from an angle grinder without a guard. So I had an angle grinder that one of my guys took the guard off to do something with and had a flat wheel on it. So I was in a hurry to get something done. I was like, I'm not going to worry about putting the guard on. I'm just going to go to town on this thing, get it done real quick, right? One single boneheaded mistake, ran my hand up the angle grinder, boinked my knuckle on the flat wheel, and oh my god, just about wiped my freaking knuckle clean off. Through the glove, too. So thankfully I had a glove on, but... So remember, kids, keep the guard on your angle grinder or you will regret it later. I know this is a short video, but I'm doing the best I can to try and put out one video a week. And hopefully everybody learns a little bit from this video and we're all a little bit safer and a little bit more knowledgeable at the end of today. So thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. And you guys have a fantastic day.